What up? This Luv4Cru Jay, and right now I just skipped class with La Shepherd and the progress report. Luv4Cru's on. Yeah.
The progress report.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl La Shepherd. This is another episode of Skipping Class presented by the Progress Report. Man, I'm always excited when I got entrepreneurs in here, you know what I mean? So we got the Luv4Cru CEO, Cru Jay. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Can't complain, man. Like I said, I've been seeing, all my people's rock your gear. So
Yeah.
And I see you tapped in with a lot of, like-minded people. So I'm glad that you came here.
Yeah. Pleasure's all mine. I'm glad to be here. Let's get into it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay, so let's take it from the top.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to get into fashion and creating your own clothing brand?
Okay, well, the fashion is a offspring of what I could do as a musician, as an artist, as an entertainer in its entirety, right? So I knew that I had kind of missed my opportunity to do the music. I started real early, so I had missed that opportunity to do the rap stuff and shit like that. So I just knew I had something to give to the culture. So when I was digging deep, we all had them times in our lives where we had to dig deep and do a lot of soul searching. And what I came out of is the fact that I still had something to offer the culture, and which is fashion, you know what I'm saying? And I took the time out to really figure it all out in the logistics and done my homework. And from that came Luv4Cru. So yeah, it's like a offspring to my music and things that I was doing musically, you know what I'm saying? With like a 10-year window, you know what I'm saying, to figure it all out. But yeah, we here now.
Respect.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me what the brand stands for, what it represents.
Okay, Luv4Cru means life, understanding values, creatively restoring unity. And the 4 represents 4 seasons, because as a CEO, creative director, I feel responsible for dripping the culture 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. And on the same side as that, 4 quarters make $1. So when you tie all that up into that's what makes Luv4Cru. And my logo, my official logo, is the power of hands. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of self-explanatory, you know what I'm saying? One hand reaching down, one hand reaching up, you know what I'm saying? In today's society, everybody can relate, whatever position you playing at, today, I'm sure you can relate to this power of hands logo. So with all that, that's what everything encompasses: Luv4Cru, power of hands, you know what I'm saying?
Respect.
For sure.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from Decatur, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the city.
Okay.
On the east side, everything east side, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely from Decatur, and I represent Decatur, you know what I'm saying?
Respect. Now, how did growing up on that particular side of town influence your creativity? Not just, getting into fashion, but also just, just music?
Yeah, I mean, all the hot, dope artists come from the east side. With all due respect to the West, and all the I never got caught up in that Atlanta. If you know type shit. When I go out of town and I travel and I'm well traveled and stuff, when people ask me where I'm from, I specifically say Decatur, knowing or taking into concept that if you know anything about Atlanta, then you would then know how close Decatur is to Atlanta.
Nah,
so
sure.
Like people that's really from here, I don't know, in my age bracket, we not caught up on all that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you went to an Atlanta public school, whether you went to a DeKalb County public school, we understand that the metro makes Atlanta, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I never got caught up on all that. If I live in the heartbeat of the city, and all that stuff. Like if you're from Atlanta, you know. It's type of stuff I'm dealing with, but yeah, so.
Respect.
Yeah.
So what were some brands that, when you was growing up that you liked? And did you always have an eye for fashion, even though I know you was interested in music?
Yeah, I'm a 90s baby, so I grew up on Carl Kanai, Cross Colors, HBCU hoodies and stuff like that. Martin, Jordans early, Bo Jacksons and stuff like that. So, I'm a real 90s baby, so that's what I grew up being influenced by, stuff that was going on in that era,
Respect.
Shit. Yeah, 90s was the shit.
Man, it's like, I be watching old sitcoms and shit, and it was they was swagged out on accident, what I'm saying? Like the moms, you know what I mean? The whole family was like, that shit was crazy.
Effortless.
Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, being in your position, we know it's not easy. You make it look good, you make it look easy, but can you tell me about some of the hardships that you may have encountered?
Well, the biggest thing for me at this particular juncture in the business is scaling. I have a tendency, I'm so creative that I have a tendency to overproduce and which costs money.
Of
you know what I'm
course.
saying? So I go over budget, you know what I'm saying? But that just go to let everybody know that I go for broke for this brand. You know what I'm saying? I spare no expense. I'm a quality over quantity type of guy. So when you thinking and when you're producing with a scaling mentality, it kind of condenses everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the process of actually doing virtual digital lookbooks.
Nice.
So I can get all my creative stuff out the way. I don't have to necessarily produce it. The brand is finna pop, so if you like it, you're gonna want it. So it's gonna give the consumer an opportunity to do pre-orders.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the way and then in return, that'll force and put the pressure back on me to produce the looks based off the pre-orders and some of the heat that we gaining through the culture and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Respect.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
So talk about diversifying your products though. Speaking of having products, like, you know, you got stuff for the males and females. And I think a lot of the times, like with a lot of like fashions, I'd be frustrated because there don't be nothing specifically for females, but I like how you do cater to the female market too. So talk about just having those products for both.
Yeah, it's a tricky space. You know what I'm saying? I'm of the ideology of striking first and understanding your core and your fan base for real. And then from there, you can kind of play with the ideas and collaborate and experiment a little bit. But I understand the power of striking, you know what I'm saying, in the marketplace, because this is a congested, like oversaturated marketplace that we're in. So everybody thinks they got something. Everybody wants to be somebody. Nobody wants to be regular, right? Everybody, you know, especially in Atlanta, we have a tendency to, everybody thinks they're somebody, right?
That's facts.
So when it comes to actually blending that with the men's and women's, I try to make everything unisex. You know what I'm saying? It kind of, so if you like something from a male perspective, you would just downsize, you know what I'm saying, to kind of find your size in that. But I also do like custom cut stuff for women too.
Nice.
And I like to package it in what I like to call for the brand capsules. You know what I'm saying? So again, it won't give me the space to overproduce. I like to do like 5 or 6 different looks every season. You know what I'm saying? And in that, I try to add 1 or 2, maybe even 3 pieces for the females to make to tie everything all in together. Because what happens is the dudes, it's so hot in the streets from a man perspective.
Right.
It put me in a position where I had to produce for the women. Because now the women that was feeling left out and wanted to be a part of the Power of Hands and the Luv4Cru movement. And I just felt pressured to do it for the ladies. So ladies, you know what I'm saying? I got y'all. I got a team around me that's gonna make sure it's executed and done properly as far as y'all sizing and y'all cuts is concerned. So when you do see something rolled out for the women, just know it's stamped and it's official.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember some of the very first products that you had when you started?
Yeah, all this stuff is new. The way I design is all new. I don't follow any trends. So what's hot today will be hot 2 years from now.
Respect.
And that's dating back from today going backwards. The brand was launched and established February 15th, 2020. So we're just 2.5 years in, and you see all this momentum and this buzz we got going on. So everything that carried over that I had dropped in is still hot now. People are actually wanting that. I'm just in a beautiful space. It's like right before you about ready to pop, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They eating it up. So things that I dropped last year, they wanting it. Things that I'm dropping now, they wanting it. And we're just gonna bring them up to speed. This is me bringing them up to speed, you know what I'm saying? Going forward.
Respect.
Yeah.
Now, since you did launch your brand during that time, did you get affected by COVID at all?
100%. Shit, the brand was launched February 15, 2020. COVID hit March 2020. So, I mean, I didn't even know that I had it in me as this being my first official business, that I even had it in me to withstand the COVID and the pandemic, but I did. So what I did was I started making masks. You know what I'm saying? I had a large request for my mask, and we just improvised and made it work. You know what I'm saying? And what it's done 2 years, you know, going forward, it just made me a just crazy, intense businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of actually had some course correction in the process. I'm not mad at it at all. It actually brought me up to speed with how to do business with these sharks, man. You know, and really be shrewd and very standing on your business in this space. You know what I'm saying? So it actually did the brand and me well, you know what I'm saying? So we don't complain about the pandemic at all. around the team, around, you know, my staff and stuff. Like, so we ain't missed a beat, actually. It
That's
just
hard.
made us bigger.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about some celeb supporters of your brand, because I mean, if you look online, you can see this celebrity, that celebrity, boxers, artists. So go ahead and name drop some people that, you know, support that brand.
Okay, right on. The biggest person that's in the brand right now is 50 Cent. Yeah, we was actually able to get 50 in one of our signature power of the hands tracksuits.
That's tight.
Our tracksuits is one of our hottest sellers as far as the algorithms and the numbers tell it. But yeah, we was actually able to get 50 in one. He did a stupid promo promoting his overseas international tour that he's doing with the Green Light Gang and stuff like that. And I want to send a big shout out to the House of Fresh. Drama and Hari had a lot to do with that, and his nephew is, I think, is his photographer, a guy by the name of Crusade, who helped execute that and get that in 50's hands. And it's just as sure as he got it in his hands, he put it on his body. And my phone been ringing ever since. It's done a lot for the brand. It's definitely one of the highlights of my career at this particular point right here.
Nah, that's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, for sure.
Now,
thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Now, talk about branding yourself, you know, and step into the spotlight as the CEO, because I think that's important sometimes. Like, sometimes a lot of the times, really, the person behind it is really, they stay behind it. But I think it's important to get in the forefront so other people can see, like, it's people that look like me that, you know, can do this to make it happen.
Yeah, well, I consider myself like a wizard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
I'm
Harry.
a magician for sure.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to pull the rabbits out my hat. You know what I'm saying? And my strengths as a CEO and creative director is to be able to delegate and have the right people around me to make sure that I'm in that space at all times, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I've actually built, you know what I'm saying? That's what Luv4Cru is all about. Everybody serve a purpose. I don't have no hanger-ons. I don't have no whole bunch of yes men around me and stuff like that. So everything around me is keeping me naturally grounded and inspired to do exactly what I'm put on this earth to do, and that's create, you know what I'm saying?
That's tight.
And push fashion, yeah.
So I have a question that I ask all of my guests that touch the platform.
Let's get it.
So what does the word progress mean to you? Because that's, you know, that's my key word, and, you know, you real progressive. So what does it mean to you?
Progress to me, man, is never staying in one space for too long. You know what I'm saying? To actually always be on a quest to improve. You know what I'm saying? I like for improvement in every walk of life, but the progress in it and what you do with the same, because we all got the same 24 hours to operate, and that's one thing that's unique about time, you know what I'm saying? We all got the same time, and it waits for nobody. So when I think about progress, it's just always just keeping your feet moving, not talking about it, actually being about it, yeah.
It's facts. So what do you have coming up next, and where can people buy your products?
Actually, I'm finna roll out my fall/winter 2023 capsule. Yeah, I'm finna drop that the end of this month, going into November. Big marketing. I'm on the media run right now. I got a lot of interviews. I got a lot of classics up under my belt as far as, so all the listeners out there, go back and look at some of these jewels I've dropped on previous interviews. So I'm on a big appearance run right now. I'm doing a lot of marketing and branding, you know what I'm saying? And we selling, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is selling, and it's landing and appearing in places that you're gonna start seeing it more often. People are requesting and demanding this brand, this Luv4Cru activity and demonstration. You can find all my merch on, well, all my gear on Luv4Cru.com. You know what I'm saying? LUV4CRU.com. And outside of that, we still in the streets with it. We still got it. You know, we got a street team. You know, if you see anybody with this Power of the Hands logo, just know that they done tapped in and got, you know, they tapped in. Yeah. So
That's
we get
hard.
it to you. So we serving, real trapping.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you skipping class with me, man. Keep going up, too.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. I ain't got no choice. I'm in too deep. You know what I'm saying? Stop what I'm doing at this particular point. I just want to send a big shout out to everybody that's had any kind of hand in my success, from free, from promo, to doing, you know, being a man or woman of your word, to proud supporters as far as people that's actually spending their money on this gear, man. Just know I take great pride in everything that I do. When I serve it, I'm gonna serve it the right way. I believe in quality over quantity, and we're just gonna go up for the culture and continue to just, you know, push forward. Yeah.
The Progress Report.